Welcome to Food Magic, the show that examines the exciting food that we eat on a day-to-day basis, how they're grown, where they're grown, those old wives' tales, plus how to cook and how to prep it to really bring out the best of its flavors. I'm Nadia Hing, and in this episode, we are going straight into the world of the versatile cabbage. I'm sure cabbage has made an appearance in your life in some form or another, whether it's fried, steamed, or pickled. But today, I'm going to share with you all the interesting facts that I know about Captain Cabbage. Here are some tips that are going to increase your cabbage picking skills. So for starters, bearing in mind there are different types of cabbage, today I'm going to show you what a good cabbage looks like and what a not so good cabbage looks like. So here's one thing. This guy right here is seriously depleted of some color. So always go with something that's a bit more vibrant. It's all about instinct, something nice, vibrant, and green. And aside from that, you want to also take a look at the leaves. So the more crisp it is, the more firm it is, the better the cabbage. Try to avoid ones where they're kind of limp, soft. Those are not going to make for such a great dish. So I'd say this guy right here, aside from making a nice little hat, is going to make for a great meal. So let's go. The cabbage is part of the Brassica oleracea family of vegetables, and despite obvious differences in type and shape, includes the broccoli, kailan, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, turnip, and kohlrabi. The common name for the cabbage came from the French word caboche, meaning head. Malaysians call it kobis, and in Japan, it's known as kyabetsu.
When the time is due time, we harvest the thing. And after harvesting, then we leave the balance of the plant still on the ground. Unless you want the vegetable like this one, the baby cabbage, they call it. This one, or baby kailan, they call it. This is the one. They will start grow. Maybe it takes about, after harvesting, about 1 month, or maybe depends, you see, on the soil-wise. So you find this kind of vegetable that grows beside the harvesting of the cabbage plant.
Even though we don't know exactly when cabbage was domesticated, we do know that it took nearly 2 centuries for it to reach everywhere around the world. And did you know that in Europe they in fact have a stuffed cabbage dish that is a classic? Well, I think it's time for us to find out what we can create with this masterpiece right here. Here's something that I've always wanted to make at home, and I'm going to show you guys how to make it today. We are making kimchi with cabbage. So here we've got some distilled white vinegar, salt. This is fish sauce. I'm going to use some chili flakes, chopped spring onion, garlic, ginger, red onions, and some brown sugar. We've also got some turnip and some diced and sliced cabbage. So that's all you need. So we're going to throw in our garlic, ginger, and onions. And then I'm going to add in, it's supposed to be 3 tablespoons of sugar, 5 spoons of chili flakes, we're going to add our spring onions. And then finally, we're going to add in our fish sauce. So this is, again, 3 tablespoons. And last but not least, our white vinegar. It's time to add our turnip and cabbage. Just grab a couple of handfuls of cabbage. I think we'll do 3. And get in there and just mix it up. Try not to wear your best frocks when you're doing this. So just make sure you get all of it nicely mixed. So get a nice big container so you can store some for later use. There we go. So before we put the lid on it, let's not forget to add some seasoning, a little bit of salt. Toss inside the pot. It is time to put a lid on it and come back to it in about 3 to 5 days. Voila. It's the flower-like shape of the cabbage that has encouraged gardeners to develop inedible hybrids. And it's their beautiful curly leaves that are grouped into pink, white, and purples that are also used in flower arrangements. And that's the kind of meal I'm talking about. So stay with us now for more information about the cabbage.
Food magic. Food magic.
Today we present to you the crunchy cabbage. Originally a cool weather vegetable, today it's also farmed in greenhouses, outdoors, in the cold, warm, temperate climates all year round. So let's find out just how the cabbage became so adaptable. We've learned that wild cabbage in its natural form and shape has changed over the decades. This is through careful breeding and cultivation, not just for nutritional value, but also maintaining characteristics of firmness, shape, color, and resistance to pests and disease to meet global demand. This annual vegetable with densely packed heads is grown by seed and needs to be planted in full or partial sun with rich, well-drained soil. Seedlings have thin, fibrous, and shallow roots, and the first leaves that emerge are egg-shaped. Most cabbage types will grow to have thick, alternate leaf segments with wavy or lobed edges. What? That's enormous! That's heavier than me. And I imagine you could make a lot of cabbage curries and dals with that. Well, you know, we can't do this program without showing you this next recipe. If you've ever been dry of ideas for what to do with cabbage, here is something that's really convenient to do at home. So I'm going to show you how to make a cabbage salad. Well, it's actually more of a roasted cabbage salad with a twist. So we've got our standard cabbage, which we've just kind of sliced. We've got our purple cabbage as well. We've got some sausages, green bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, as well as some red onions. So the first thing we're going to do is season it with some salt. So I've got a little bit of black pepper here. And we're also going to add some thyme. And some rosemary as well. We're going to add our olive oil. And there you have it. So you've drizzled it with a nice generous amount of olive oil, and now we're going to put it in the oven for a nice roasting. "40 minutes later, which means that our grilled vegetables should be done. Let's take a look. Oh wow. So it's really hot. Get a good grip on it first, and then transfer away. Let them dive bomb in. Purple cabbage, all those beautiful sausages. Give it a nice toss one more time before we serve it up. Let's start to serve this up. Beautiful. Look at all those colors. So pretty. It's almost too pretty to eat. But having said that, it's all gonna go very quickly. I'm sure of that. It always does. So we're going to add some red bell peppers and some spring onions. So just like that. You could eat it on its own, you could pair it with roast potatoes, whatever you like, but essentially, who knew cabbage could be so tasty and so good for you? Cabbage is used in so many different types of dishes. You have the English bubble and squeak, Chinese bean curd with cabbage, you even have the Polish stuffed gołąbki, and it's also used as a side dish with Japanese meals. But did you know that cabbage is not just known for its great meals, it's also known for its healing properties? Yeah, pretty cool. Fried noodles with cabbage, and this is a really, really lovely dish. So let's get our main ingredients. We've got oyster sauce, we've got chicken stock, we've also got our chopped onions and garlic, we've got our ketchup, as well as our dried prawns. So this is as easy as you think it's going to be. And of course, our cabbage, there we go. Let's not forget our wonderful cabbage, and that's going to go in last. So turn on your wok, or turn on the fire rather. Gonna add some cooking oil. Let's begin the process with our onions and garlic. Here we go. So this is one of those dishes which takes barely any time, but it's super rewarding at the end of it. You can already smell the flavors coming through, which means it's time to add in our prawns. In they go. Oh, we've also got some chili padi as well, which we're adding to this just to give it a bit of a kick. Go ahead and add our oyster sauce. Go ahead and add your chicken stock. And let's add the ketchup. Mix that all together. We've already pre-cooked the noodles, so it's already nice and soft. So here we go. We probably won't be using all of it. There we go. Should give that a nice toss. Whoops. And if you need to, you can always add some more sauce afterwards. And finally, let's not forget our main star of the show. We're gonna add in our cabbage. Add as much of it as you like. There we go. And you're almost done. That's really, really simple. Time to serve up this bad boy. So this is the kind of dish that literally takes about 5 minutes. And who knew cabbage had so many minerals and vitamins in it? And if you want to add the final touch, just take some fried onions, like really deep fried onions, and sprinkle it on top. So here we go. Ah, the smell of that. That is amazing. There you have it. You're ready for a party to come right up and line up for this bad boy right here. Bon appetit. I hope you guys have enjoyed this recipe. Now it's time to wait for our grilled vegetables so I can show you the finishing touches to that as well.
Food magic.
like his hairdo? I think it looks pretty cool. Anyhow, you can actually add any vegetable you like to the mix when you're cooking cabbage. It will just go really well. So let's find out what other attributes the cabbage has. Let's move on. With just 25 calories from 100 grams of cabbage leaves, this vegetable contains more than 60% of our daily value intake of vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant and vitamin K essential for healthy bones. It's also rich with dietary fiber and a whole host of other nutritional minerals. Among these include iodine, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. It also contains sulfur, gases which are released through overcooking and gives cabbage that particular pungent smell. Outer green leaves contain more vitamin E and calcium than the inner white leaves. Cabbage is also packed with phytochemicals that are known to help protect against cancers and reduce bad cholesterol levels in our blood. In Greece and Rome, cabbage was used to provide relief against gout, headaches, and even the hangover. It's also used as a laxative and an antidote against mushroom poisoning.
In fact, kerajaan pun came down here. Normally they check, you see, make sure that, you say if it's non-organic, then they want to make sure that what are the chemicals you use, you see. They came here for testing normally every 3 months or maybe 4 months, things like that, they come down. They bring their own group here. We have our things all there, our sample all there, our organic one and non-organic, you see. So macam organic one, yeah, there's a procedure we have to follow, no choice, you see. It's for the sake of all those people who add the organic.
Consuming a lot of cabbage may cause bloating and flatulence. And this is because trisaccharide raffinose, a composition of galactose, glucose, and fructose, where the small intestines can't digest it properly because it doesn't have the enzymes. But I'm sure this is a very often discussed topic, so let's move on quickly to the next segment. Welcome to Illusions. It is the part of the program where we show you how to get your children to open their hearts to vegetables. So let's take a look at what the next recipe is in store.
Hello, I'm Chef Han and I'm from Simply Green Salad. Today, me and my assistant, we're going to show you how to make couscous that's with a Mediterranean style stuffed in cabbage. Now right here, we have here some cabbage leaves. Now you get this cabbage here, get the nice big leaves, blanch it in some hot water until it is basically almost transparent and it's pliable so that we can use this to wrap our couscous parcels. Couscous is very easy to make. Basically, they are instant. You can get it in any supermarkets. Now right here, I have of course some extra virgin olive oil, lemon juice, and some tomato sauce. Now you can use any pasta sauce as well. Here, I have of course some nicely sliced capsicums, black olives, some cherry tomatoes, red onion, garlic, and of course feta cheese. You get the tomatoes nicely chopped up. You're welcome to use normal large tomatoes. Of course, we chopped up some of the olives. Same goes with the peppers. And the onions, we can do them together. Now I have here, of course, a little bit of garlic. You can put that in as well. And all of the feta cheese. Then we will have, of course, a cup of nice fluffy couscous. We will season this up with a little bit of black pepper. Not too much, okay? A little bit of salt. Roughly just a pinch of that. I also like to add in a little bit of white pepper. We go on and drizzle some olive oil. Be generous with it. Do not be scared. Of course, some lemon juice to give it some zing. My assistant will mix that up. Just get everything mixed in. We move on to our cabbage leaf. Usually, I will take this off. This is the base of the stem. A little bit hard to roll up. Then, of course, we take in some of the couscous that we've just made. And we just wrap them up like how you would a burrito. And here we have one already wrapped and nice. Have your pan ready. There's a little bit of olive oil. Then we can put in the tomato sauce. I'll thin it down with some water. Once we get that simmering, then we can add in our cabbage. Okay, right now the sauce has simmered. As you can see, all the little bubbles are popping up. Now we can add in our cabbage. Gently put them in the middle. Cover that up and let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. It's done. We're gonna get one little cabbage roll. We take some of that gorgeous sauce, spoon it around, garnish it off with a little bit of spring onion. A little bit of extra crunch, some toasted almond flakes on top. And there you have it, a Mediterranean style stuffed cabbage with couscous.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed our date being creative with cabbage. Unfortunately, this marks the end of another episode for us. I'm Nadia Heng. This is Food Magic. Until the next time.